have to talk about their inconsistency issues, particularly in Game 1. They have similar issues to what we just saw in our last one, with where I'm actually expecting 1NE, if they're going to lose, they will probably lose very, very early here in a big way. That's at that point they will wake up. I talked yesterday about their ability to stay on a leading scoreline, and that has been one of their most consistent issues. Once they get to that 2-0 mark, you have to watch them.
30 seconds gone. Just a lot of knocking the ball about. That ping pong that we always say, but not in the same formula. We've seen a lot of air dribbles so far. Both teams just prodding at each other, seeing where they're weak. Balleries puts it out wide to MATCH VOD, going for the second touch here, but not able to connect. It's set up for LCT, but defense holds strong for now. They are being tested though. That's a beautiful exit path found, but no one able to chase up onto it. So LCT wisely puts it back into his own corner, buys a little time, gets a bit of boost for his teammates as well. So far, it's been quite a nice flow between these two squads.
Yeah, and I mean, if early game is what the practice was trying to help, it looks like it's done so. I was already expecting a goal away for Alke, to be honest. It is the early side even of that first game where you see the worst out of 1NE normally, and they have stood up so far. They need a defensive touch here though, and Rapupi can't find it. Maxu scores with just one banger on that.
Everyone on 1NE ran out of boost at this point. It was the perfect strike from Alke, near enough drawing 1NE so low, moving them apart because they've got to go pick up boost. With 0, you can do hardly anything. Of course, you can try and jump in front of the net, but you're not going to be able to reach the very tippity top. And just great judgment and control of the game from Alke.
Well, Maxu looking to do it again, but can't find that center. A good pass up to Poofy. This is incredibly quick response play, but LCT keeps the head on his shoulders and bats that away. I am expecting a good, confident gameplay out of Alke. I mean, you see that confidence, whether it's ego or whether it's deserved, you see that confidence, and that comes into a game so strongly. That comes into that fun that Balleries is having right now with his second goal.
And that's the big thing here. You can always see it. Alke are dictating this game. They're the ones in charge. And it comes down to 1NE to break it. They cannot double commit on this ball. They've got to have quite wide rotations, I think, here, Gex, just to be able to give them as much time as possible to react, cover as much ground as possible. Because Alke are continuously moving this ball around to each other. They're not letting 1NE have fun.
And I think one of the things that you just said there is such a key thing for 1NE to have a look at, and this is really not one that you want to let get away. Alke is walking away with this one now as 1NE hands them that. Nobody in
Chaotic's
defense.
too close, is he? Isn't he?
Yeah.
Just straight up there, getting too close on the shadow, and I don't mind the shadow play, but unfortunately Poofy right up in the air there just did not have control of the ball, and thus they didn't have control of the situation, and it just fell through their grasp.
It's looking like the entire game might at this rate. Maxu looking for that backboard with LCT. Does get another touch, but it's going to send it down. Poofy, a big miss there, but what I was saying before is that one thing you said hits the nail on the head is that wide rotational game. We've seen that 1NE can find those passes to each other. They've got good passing accuracy, and they have the option to have that wide rotation. And it would benefit their defense so much. It would stop early overcommits like we just saw out of Chaotic.
So 2 minutes left to go in this game. 1NE, can they start turning it around right now? Nice little push downfield here, and Poofy should have it. Chaotic's got the boost to linger about, perfectly put up there for Rapupi, but blocked out by MATCH VOD, who'll look to chase onto this one. Chaotic just runs out of boost, so can't get the demo. MATCH VOD with a pop-up, good block by Chaotic after he picks the 100 up in the corner. Balleries still trying to keep away this attack from 1NE alongside MATCH VOD. He'll be able to do it. So you can see whenever 1NE gets that moment of energy, as soon as they look like they can start a charge, it gets squashed.
Ooh, almost a chance for 1NE. Opened up there, a little bit of a bump play, opening an opportunity on net, but they don't have the pressure right now. They need to get some confidence in them like Alke has. I mean, Alke has that confidence. I talked about how much it affects the gameplay, and it's shots like this where they just have no hesitation at all. They can keep on that attack because so what if the ball gets behind them? They have the confidence that their teammate's going to be there. They have the confidence that they won't miss, that they will get it past their opponents, and that's what 1NE needs to develop here.
Already starting to think up some of the questions I'm going to be asking you in the break here, Kex, just off the back of simple statements like that. But so far in game one, 1NE not looking bad, but it's just that final hurdle they can't jump over. It's a little bit too high for them. 30 seconds, one goal right now could just be enough to pick themselves back up morally and go into game two with a bit of motivation. MATCH, keeping that ball so close to his chest means that he's just going to 50-50 away each and every single time.
And it looks to be that this game is going to be over at a 3-0 scoreline. Still an opportunity for Alke to get one more, but not positioned well to take that last goal. Does hit ground, and it is a 3-0 scoreline. I have to say, the number I had in my head actually was going to be a 4-0 in preference of Alke there, as 1NE's early games are just so questionable. But you know what? You were right. They weren't looking bad. It was more of a consistent effort above 1NE that took that for Alke. And I think that as they come into this, that's actually kind of an important and positive thing for 1NE.
It is indeed. And we're going to have a little look at the score in a little bit, but you can just see the game faces on right there. A lot closer than what you would expect in a 3-0 series, and that's coming down to, like I said earlier, just 1NE not able to get over that final hurdle, not being able to put those shots, which they've got on target, into the back of the net, because LCT in defense was just doing wicked and wild cat-like reflex saves across 1NE.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the conversion rate. I mean, it only took 2 shots for both MAXU and LCT to take out a goal there. All players participating again at that equal level. What I said earlier, a scary thing, even going into RLCS, that can be scary. Knowing that a team can take it to you from any player is terrifying. Baller Reese has really stood up right now, though, and as much as he had to take 3 shots to sink that in, it is an incredible game out of him as well.
So, after looking at that game one, we know that 1NE sort of drops the ball on game one. Coming into game two, this is when we start making decisions and coming up with proper predictions about how this team is going to perform for the rest of the series. This is when they start to feel themselves. Ballery's taken out wide. He was looking for MATCH there, but Rapufi with the block. The bump onto LCT, but they need a second man in the box there to finish it off. Pufi was a little bit too late to the party. LCT keeping the pressure high. That's a good clearance into the corner by Chaotic, but notice, once again, Alke jumping on them, not giving them any time to breathe here.
And it is an important play, and that bump play that 1NE went for there, but another one of 1NE's consistent problems, regardless of roster, it seems, is communication. They need to make sure that they call out exactly what they're doing if they're going to go for a play like that. They need somebody underneath to collect it as soon as possible. But I think the bump play was the right move. I think that really taking Alke out of the play, they're too consistent to be left in it, is the right move.
Yeah, we saw in game one, just when Alke gets rolling, once they get control, 1NE don't have any boost. So you've got to try and get those bumps in, because they don't cost you a massive amount of boost, but they do allow you to have a little bit more wiggle room. It dislodges and reduces the options that Alke have. Good block coming out from Chaotic there, but they need a second man to keep that going. The bat pass is not great in front of box, but again, where is the second man there from 1NE? It was a golden opportunity. You won't get many of them against Alke, but it could build the confidence of 1NE.
Yeah, there's that same confidence problem again. Like, you talk about it being good for the confidence, but I don't know. Every time that you do that and you don't have your teammate there, don't you trust a little less that he's going to be there next time as well? They need to be building that.
But on the opposite end, they're there going, okay, we can be there next time round. We didn't think we would have the time this once, but next time we'll have the opportunity to do it. So right now, 1NE are learning, but Alke are serving Maxu. Absolute beauty downfield here.
And there's that quick counter-attack play that's so strong in Asia. Really smashed it downfield and knew that they had someone to get that upfield pass to, and it works really, really well in Alke's favor. Because it is only one, and this is the game where we expect 1NE to at least pick up. It may not be their best game, but they're definitely showing better than game one so far. Halfway through this, 1 goal down. Can they earn their place back into this?
Well, we just saw the confidence there, Gex, putting a man in the box when we've been asking for it for, well, about 7 odd minutes of gameplay, right? And it's good. 1NE building into it, but Alke as well, now they'll start adjusting because they've just been playing the same game plan the entire way through. 1NE adjusting to them, so Alke can start changing around themselves a little bit. It makes life harder. That's a beautiful little pop-up in the air. LCT won't be able to finish it off, but look at the follow-ups coming through. Baller reach just being into it by Poofy. He backs off so quickly. The decision-making coming through from Alke is rapid.
Yeah, and I mean, that is also to do with that confidence. So when you know exactly what the play is going to be, and you have that confidence that that's what it's going to be, that helps you make those decisions immediately, without even thinking sometimes, because you're just like, oh, okay, this is what comes next. You respond to it, and it becomes, at that point, all about muscle memory, and that is what Alke has in spades. How do they miss that one?
So Rapupi on the ball. Trying to just dribble it the whole way, but we had very little left in the tank. It was an easy pickup. We're getting into some quiet gameplay. It's a nice little flow between the two teams. Alke don't want to make a mistake. Same with 1NE, realistically. They know they've just got to find 1 goal, so trying to keep quiet. Wait for something to show itself. Good block coming out from Rapupi. Right there, you don't want to get too early. You'll knock it into your opponent, thus he'll be knocked back into the net. Being the second man to the ball is better, but just in time, Chaotic.
Yeah, beautiful save there. And Chaotic consistently throughout the entire tournament so far has been able to show up as that consistency player, as that safety player, but they need something else. LCT actually taking that away from Maxu entirely, a little bit of a misplay there. And when you do play for mechanics and nothing else really is mattering to you too much, stuff like that does occasionally slip out, but these guys play for mechanics within the team as well, so it is a little bit rarer to see them do something like that.
Final 10 seconds, ball popped into the middle. It was looking for Poofy, but not able to find him. The clearance away from Maxu. This has got to be kept up in the air. It's not allowed to touch the ground. But even on the goal line, right at the back, 1NE just can't do it. Oh, game 2, a completely different affair from game 1 there, Gex.
Yeah, I felt like 1NE really earned a goal there off of these setups. They just couldn't finish anything. I mean, they had so many opportunities, and being that there was only 1 goal in that, again, it's still promising stuff. We're seeing 1NE improve throughout this series so far. It's a matter of where the diminishing returns show up, you know? Where is their peak? Because if we haven't seen it yet, they still have a shot into this, but it's game 2, and they're down by both. They need to make some better decisions here.
They do. 1NE did look just miles better. It was night and day compared to game 1. That confidence factor starting to pick up. Game 3, we should see them get a goal, but the problem is right now, Gex, Alke are halfway done. They're probably looking at this going, all right, another 2 games and that's it, grand finals time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Alke have had that confidence since before the match started, and I don't see any reason for it to change. I mean, well, maybe I do. You know, a 1-0 where 1NE had multiple opportunities to score, means that potentially they could have taken that match if they had made that decision. You know, Alke needs to be careful that 1NE, if they make those decisions, is able to create a response to it.
Yeah, what I want to see from 1NE right now is just slow it down a little bit. Give yourselves a bit of time to pick up the boost and then go for those passing plays, because that's realistically the only thing they're missing right now. Of course, it could open the door to quicker attacks, you know, that change in pace for Alke, but 1NE need to start scoring. It's the only thing they're missing from their game right now. As we hop into game 3, what a hit. Put all his power behind the ball, but not good enough. Alke go hunting again, but notice how this ball is just not taken away from them. They just continuously can keep putting shot after shot, a barrage at that net.
Chaotic, a good 50 there as well. An opportunity for 1NE to finally actually hold some momentum. A fake on wall. So much confidence finally displayed by 1NE. They might have a shot here. Maxu just there in time, but still the attack continues. A good angle of miracle save from Baller Reese again, and they pass in again. Rapupi, one last chance, but it will go away to Alke's possession finally.
Alke playing with 2 defenders in there, pretty much a brick wall back there, nothing allowed on through. Alke trying to get the counter. Oh, just a touch from Poofy, enough to send it away. Finally, Alke only with 1 player back in defense, but that's all they need. Maxu stalls the game for long enough to allow his teammates to get into the counter attack, and thus LCT taking it downfield. It will be lost, but it's only to the midfield line. Chaotic beaten by Maxu there. Rapupi does get a beautiful block, but Ballery's the first one, and that's where 1NE needs to pick it up. They need to get quicker to that ball up in the air.
Yeah, and a good show of confidence, but a poor decision out of Poofy to go up to that one. I mean, he was never going to be able to be close enough to even really make a read on that. I mean, there were just too many options for angles there to send that to the backboard, but now 1NE sending a lot of players up into attack here. The confidence is available. One gets demoed away though. Does it stop the attack? Not quite yet. It should though, as it gets carried away. Now Chaotic up to challenge. He does have the speed and nobody available to continue the attack. Poofy, a pass across, a shot, but Baller Reese in time.
Shot taken way too far away, so much time to respond and get in the way of that ball. This could be an opportunity though with Rapupi taking it downfield. You got Chaotic who's cheered up so far, but I like that. Poofy not going to step past that midfield mark. He could see from way back there they weren't winning that, so play it safe. Halfway mark just gone past, still 0-0.
Oh, Chaotic.
A belter from Chaotic.
And another one on target still. Rapupi read the defense really, really well to put a target shot on that net, but nothing is going in. Alke is showing up and proving that they don't just have mechanics, they've got defense.
Do indeed. Rapupi up and over 1. The second pass on in, but LCT gets the block. Maxu is up into the air quick. He knows how to climb a ladder or two as Chaotic sends it deep downfield. Baller Reese up in the air again, looking for Maxu, but Rapupi's there first. They are getting quicker into the air. 1NE, they are learning, they are adjusting, they've got the technology. As in the corner, Poofy stays on it, the half rotate. He is not allowing anyone to step on into this dance. Again, the tango not coming in favor as Maxu. Oh, so harsh, so clinical.
I'm sorry, but I've got a question, Chaotic, here. You don't let Maxu take that shot. Every single tournament he has been in for the last, I don't know how long, he has hit that exact shot. If you leave an open net with no pressure on him, that's going to only be 10 times easier.
But that's it, he sort of had no choice over it because Maxu don't give a damn. He's coming through. He shoots when he wants. As Poofy, come on, you've got the opportunity for the pass up, but Maxu holds down the fort. Alke, stone wall of defense once again.
They are actually looking like they could take this in a clean sweep at this rate. They haven't been able to lose a match yet, but 1NE are so close. They are knocking on the door. Another shot. The defense just does not give up for Alke. It is going to be crushing at some point for 1NE to keep having good shots saved away, but they cannot give up on this. Something has to break.
Alke. Again, it's only 1-0. They took the last game 1-0. But that's all you need.
Find those demos again.
That could be a good idea for 1NE, and they need to come up with a brilliant idea right now. Only 20 seconds left to go. Poofy stalling for time up in the air, but he needs someone to come on through, take it off him. Chaotic putting out wide with a block. Poofy, that's a good idea. It's going to be a difficult bounce, but MATCH reads it so well. Ballery's going to be blocked out by Poofy. He needs a player in the box, but no, that 50-50 going horribly for 1NE. They've got to keep the ball up in the air now as we're on the 0-second mark. Blocked out by MATCH, who wants to kill this. Let drop to the floor. Blocked out by LCT, and that is enough. We move into game number 4. Alke still on the perfect run.
Insane that you've been able to see this team step up to this amount, and even with that onslaught from 1NE, I mean, look at their faces. They don't look completely defeated. They're not out of this yet. I saw a little smile there from Poofy at the very least. The Frenchman looking a little bit more, maybe a little bit in need of that drink of water there, but you know what? That was a much better game yet again from 1NE eSports. They have been known for reverse sweeps over and over again within the APL in the past. Do they do it again?
So quickly there, Poofy up top, Chaotic bottom left, and Rapoopy down bottom right. This time, I've got to say here, Gex, Alke a lot more dominant in that. It didn't feel as easy, especially with 1NE getting a lot more shots on target, but those shots didn't really find much. We're getting closer with 1NE. They're finally starting to find avenues into attack and starting to put those shots on target, but the defense from Alke is just unfazed. We had that period where they had 2 players in net for a whole 20 seconds, something like 5-6 shots put on, and it resulted in nothing.
Yeah. But is it Alke or is it Ballery's? He had 6 to 3 between the other 2 players. 1NE, we saw them come out of the gates with obviously a plan for a demo game here. Maybe they switch back to that. Now that they've got that confidence back, maybe they get that demo and you target Ballery's. If he's in net, you need to clear him out because he was the back man. He was the defensive god in that match. Take him out of that equation and 1NE may have scored, I don't know, near countless goals there. There were so many good shots on.
Spooky, scary, Alke GG. They send shivers down your spine. 1NE eSports, is this going to be a horror story for you, or are you going to be the hero, the heroine at the end of the day? Take down the villain. Only time will tell. They've got to pull off a full reverse sweep. It is not unheard of, but it is certainly rare. Already 20 seconds left to go, and we're seeing a lot of distance between these players. The long game coming on out from both sides, and that is very typical in a moment as big as this.
You know, one thing that hasn't been discussed much is the fact that 1NE has the backing of somebody very, very strong. Somebody that most people would have probably associate with Realize as well from back in the day. They have Misty in the org, and he's giving a lot of advice to 1NE. He's just qualified in the top 8 for Europe as well, you know what? It's a really, really big thing to have somebody of that caliber to help you out occasionally, but it just doesn't seem to be working out for them yet. Nearly the bump. Rapoopy actually taps it down and it annihilates Chaotic's chance to come in on that.
Yeah, Misty's studying for university over in Europe, and it's just there, like, right now when RLCS hits, him on this 1NE roster, like, that would have been crazy to see right now, but of course, education's super important. Straightforward and simple, you don't need to argue with it. But 1NE, without that power player, still have to persevere. They've done so great so far, making it to top 4. But top 2, realistically, with the name, with pride on the line, is where this team wants to be. The problem just comes straight down to not doing that great on day 1 and getting this seeding. They want it to be where Azure is right now. However, they've got to recover. Already 2 minutes gone, Gex, and we're seeing a lot of pressure coming out from Alke, but they're not getting close to that goal line. Good defense coming out from 1NE.
Yeah, and that's good to see because it can be a very flawed part of 1NE's game, that defensive line. They really do thrive on the attack, and as a result, they put maybe sometimes too much attention onto clearing out to that opponent's half, and they can take some risks that aren't necessary. But right now, they do have it in their opponent's half, and they're looking good. There's no boost left on Rapupi though, and that's going to get away at least for a moment. Now Poofy, one chance to get this center, but LCT is going to carry it away. One shot on target, and a save again coming out there from Maxi this time.
Nice passage of play coming out from 1NE with a bit of pressure, but now they need to retreat. They need to get back in defense. That ball threatening, but Poofy gets it away. LCT misses on the shot. Good last second save from Rapupi. Exit path out wide coming out from 1NE. They do have it down their opponent's half, but that was a very scary moment.
Incredibly scary for 1NE, who are on game point and risking giving Alke what they want. The full sweep of not just this series, but the entire tournament to this point. They will be the only team to do it, is my prediction, and it was our prediction going into this series, all three of us, Boyroyo included, that they could not do it. They could not take this series without 1NE taking one game. There is still the chance here, and far less than half the match left. Now, under 90 seconds, in fact, there's one chance. Poofy, does he find the angle post? No, LCT can clear it away.
That hurts so much because, again, 1NE still yet to find a goal. And that one taken away by what seems to be otherworldly powers stopping them. Just bad luck. The Cooksy pinch going to send it down to LCT. But Rapupi keeps it away. Final 45 seconds. Gex, Alke are ramping up here.
Rapupi is a player that I would say is probably the most likely to overcommit upfield to try and make that desperate play to clear. And right now, he is being the man on defense for 1NE that is paying off, and it's really good to see out of him. It means that he's diversifying as a player and fleshing his game out, but it's not enough yet to actually beat Alke. And with 15 seconds left, they need one, or they go to overtime and they need it there to even stay in this series, let alone win it. LCT can take it to the ceiling. Looks like 1NE might opt for the ground. No, Poofy will carry it away just that once. LCT, a shot down towards the goal, but it will find ground, and we've got overtime in what could be our last game.
Could be, indeed. Poofy to get things kicked off here, looking for a player down below. Oh, Rapupi just a little bit too late to that, can't get the connection he's looking for. The bounce out by LCT, up and over Chaotic, launching it deep downfield, but Poofy there to block it away. Bullery's out wide. He wanted LCT to stay on that, but LCT-wise, knows no one's back because Maxi was on the opposite width of the pitch, and so he just says, nobody, we need to play it safe. Alke are fully respecting 1NE right now.
They really are, and they have to. I mean, they've been pushed to it, but it doesn't matter. LCT finds the drop down off of a single misplay from 1NE. They had been so consistent all game. They let one slip, and right on their doorstep is Alke waiting to capitalize.
That is so sad. Like, it... Not like the lame term, but in the fact that 1NE were phenomenal. They were getting so close. Again, 1-goal games for 2, 3, and